Welcome to the Doomcast, episode 3. And I've got two guests. First, we're still using our worker names though. For the sake of having some sort of,
so
we
feel important.
Yeah.
Elliot Greyson.
So we've got Elliot Greyson here, and I'm going to talk to him. Was that a worker?
He's a worker.
He is a worker. You have the best matches. I'm waiting for the.
Oh, thank you.
I'm waiting for the Elliot Greyson Liam Lacey match because that's going to be. You probably don't want
that.
that.
You got my back first.
Yeah. Because those are the matches I look forward to the most.
Me and Lacey.
I want to watch the Liam Lacey match and I want to watch the Elliot Greyson match. Okay, first of all, you've joined.
Itchee here too. You got to introduce Itchee.
Oh, sorry. Well, do you want to jump in with? Oh,
He's not wearing a ref shirt. It's weird.
Yeah. So I've got like a bunch of questions for Greyson, but we've got Itchee the ref here.
Yep.
All right.
Chilling.
Right, well maybe I'll try to... the questions I'll ask, I'll direct to both of you. I've got to move back a little bit because I'm sitting in front of you. Anyway. Yeah. Alright, how long ago did you join TCW?
So I started training after Annihilation 6, which I believe is 2019?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the show where you were in the crowd? Was that the last
I was...
Albert Hall one?
It was the first show, because I used to... When they first started, I went to the first few.
Yeah.
And I watching 80s, but then I went to A6 because a bunch of my friends were on the show. So. And I started living with some of my friends who were on the show.
So, do you want to talk about them? Or say whatever you're comfortable with.
Shoot a name or...
Use their work names in case they don't want them.
I lived with Aaron Lynch.
Yeah.
At the time.
Did you? I didn't know.
He was having his debut match on like the pre-show. It was like against the Buenos. And I missed it. It's because because it was pre-show and you bought tickets. It was like you get early access. Like
okay.
Match kind of
yeah.
And we didn't know that we had to get there early. So me and my
turned
best
up
friend,
at the normal time.
We turned up and got in line, but we didn't know that we could skip the line and go in and watch.
Yeah.
We saw the end of the match where he got thrown into a cabinet.
Yeah. So there's no video of those matches, or I guess
I don't think it was that match.
Sorry, like the footage exists probably.
Yeah, it's probably somewhere
it's not up in
the files. And Adrian Alexander was also a good friend of mine. Went to watch him in the Brisbane Street Fight.
So you knew Adrian beforehand?
So I met Adrian through Aaron.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I knew Aaron, then started living with Aaron, and then met Alex.
So how do you know Aaron then? From school or something like that? Or?
So he lived with my best friend, and then I moved in with him.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And
it's a weird little connection that not many people know.
That's TCW connection.
So that's when you joined, and via who? So what about yourself, Itchee? What brought you to TCW? What made you hit that Facebook Messenger, and or did you turn up to an open day, or what was your deal?
I'd been keeping track of them. I was probably grade 5, grade 6 around when they started.
God, I feel old.
Yeah. I would have been just on the internet looking at Wrestling Australia, and one popped up in Tasmania, and then I saw a TV commercial for it as well. I was like, what the hell, we got Wrestling Tasmania? Eventually got old enough to finally ask Mum and Dad if they could drive me down. Would have been 15, just after Annihilation 6, the same one you went to.
Well, weren't you in the audience in that? Yeah.
I
Recently watched that one.
You were around when I started.
Yeah, but you were
there
for
Friday, weren't you?
Yeah. I'd attended Devonport Devastation because that was closer to my hometown. Went to Annihilation 6, and after that I was like,
that was a great show.
Can I give this a go down, see what it's like. It was May 2019 I went there first time. I looked on the Facebook page, I sent them a message about a year ago asking, what are the times for training?
Yeah, it sounds like what I did, and I've never got a reply.
And then,
I've been before Lucas took over the Facebook.
I got a reply, so I just used that time when I actually went there. And the time that they'd given me a year ago was a year earlier than what they were running. So me and Mum showed up in Launceston an hour early for it. So we were just hanging out at Macca's.
Didn't we only just recently update the times?
Yeah. And then, I showed up, signed the waivers and all that. Then we did this run from the warehouse down to the end of the street and back. Was that an actual thing, or was that just because I was a new guy?
No, that was an actual thing.
All right.
I missed the runs.
My very first training, we went for a run.
Yeah.
It was the one where you went
Always
around
go the long run.
around the riverbend thing.
All right.
I didn't realise we joined the same year. I thought you joined way early. So you were May 2019. I was November 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Were we in the double warehouse when you joined still?
Yeah. Just
I missed the double warehouse.
I do miss it.
Yeah.
before they put a wall up.
Especially now with so many people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind the extra space sometimes.
Well, during winter, there's no
there's
not many people there these days.
Yeah, working holds it was good for, because you have so much space to just go over and just practice, lock up.
Yeah, we used to do like bigger like active workouts as well.
True.
Because we had all the space.
I'm going to go through these in the order I've written them down, which is not the order you would go through normally. But, okay, Elliot Greyson, putting matches together, sort of, what is your approach to that? This is not going to... Oh, this is for training and stuff. But when there's people that are, like, in TCW, what's sort of... how do you approach that?
So with
you want to like, write down every single step, or do you just...
So with like, TCW matches, I tend to write things down bit by bit. That's just because I like to read through it, like multiple times, and then basically memory lock it in. Because I think, and also with like mainland matches, I used to be very nervous about putting matches together, but then the whole triple threat with Zeke and Ruka happened, and that kind of like, oh, I can put a match together in 15 minutes.
Yeah. So when somebody gets injured, like, was it an hour before doors?
Oh, yeah, something like that.
When you're working through what the match is going to be, and someone gets hurt working through it, and then you put together this great match with Envino, so it's incredibly short notice.
Yeah, and it was so good. We were like, damn, imagine if we actually had time.
Yeah.
And then next match we had
You
time.
did that.
Yeah.
So like after that experience, is like putting matches together now is just it's good fun.
So with the people since then, like Bojack and Riggs, like, did you communicate with them before they come down?
Oh, there's a little bit of communication. Mostly just like, oh,
this is what
character?
you do. Yeah.
And if there's like, oh, saw this is cool, I want to try this. And like, oh, yeah, cool, put that in there. But mostly we just do it on the day.
Yeah. Okay.
Get in the ring and feel each other out and see what we want to do.
Right.
That's how me and Riggs and Bojack did it.
Yeah. Taking notes of what I'm going to do with Malibu. So, Itchee.
Yeah. No,
It doesn't really apply to you because you haven't wrestled on shows.
Matches.
But you have matches at training, and I guess it's a very different thing where you don't have that time to stew over something for a couple of weeks before it comes up. How do you feel like at training when you get that? All right, you got 10 minutes to come up with a match.
I prefer not to have too much to remember because I have bad memory. I prefer like key points, or sometimes if the time's right, I can just prefer doing it on the fly.
Yeah.
I know last session, everything was pretty much on the fly, and
Yeah, we had a good little.
yeah,
We had a good all round.
ours were probably best out of the ones I had that night.
You're working with me, mate.
That's it. Yeah, I just prefer not having to worry about remembering to do this at this point and this at this. It's the way it feels.
You like to have it like broken up with, if you're doing bigger stuff, it's like, then we do all this, then we go outside. Then it's like you have like a chapter is like, then you go outside and you do a thing, then you come back in, and then you get to this point. Everything sort of like get to that point. Is that the same for you?
Yeah. So there's bullet points kind of thing. Yeah.
So
Like you're working to a certain thing.
And you know, like, they're not going to punch you 4 times, and then like you don't have to worry. It's just like, if you feel like you've got to throw in a punch or a kick or something, then you just throw it in, and the other person will know just to go with it, and then cut you back off. Or whatever.
It's like, oh, like, here's the code. I'll work you for 2 minutes. Might hit this or this.
Yeah.
Just sell around for me. Then we're gonna get to here, and that transitions into the next phase of the match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you realise just how short matches are, and it's like, oh my god, we're like nearly at the end, and this is so much fun. I don't want it to stop right now.
Yeah, like my match with Riggs, I was like, oh, I could go over another 10 minutes. I can do 25 minutes. This is so much fun. I'm having a great
It's a
time.
fairly long match too.
Yeah, I think 7.
I haven't got a time on it.
I think it was like 17.
Yeah.
From
Well,
the file that I have.
the second Andino one's like 18, I think. Like it's nearly 18.
That's
like added 10 minutes, 9 minutes from the previous.
Yeah,
one.
that second match felt so short, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
But definitely probably my best.
God, something would just come up then. You gave me a. Something I've got to ask that, but I've lost it.
Yeah, a good segue.
We'll come back to it though. All right, your debut
Yes.
was a promo.
promo.
You had the promo, and
Yeah.
I remember being backstage with you, and it's like you're like, oh, you seem very stressed out.
I was. Don't do well in front of crowds, like speaking wise.
Yeah.
Like I never had it before.
I mean, there's something weird, something wrong with you if you are. I think.
Yeah, it's just like I was like standing back there, and you remember I was like,
Yeah.
Am I going to stuff up? Am I going to speak loud enough that people are not going to care? Am I going to like say? Am I going to curse because I have a habit of doing that?
Yeah.
But nah, like once I stepped out there, it was awesome. Loved it. Didn't screw up. Got a great reaction, and
Yeah.
then
had a match.
ripped his suit off, and everyone went wild, and he headbutted the shit out of me.
So you had a couple like what Longford show matches, and
Yeah,
there's
so
a thing where you're the referee before that,
I refed for about a year.
and you refed where you got like you worked the
Yeah.
match as a referee, kind of.
My ref is the only ref who has like a canon deaf. Like in the company, he got beaten up by Adrian and he's never come back.
Yeah, I was there for
I'd
that
love,
show.
I'd love to one day just revisit that and have a match with Adrian, just to mention, because I was also his butler in a promo,
Oh yeah,
his butler in an entrance, and then he beat me as a ref.
yeah. But you're like pretty stoked with how the Cyrus, the first
Yeah,
match
no,
came
I
off
thought it was
as
great.
a proper debut.
Yeah, like as debuts go, it was perfect. Like
Yeah.
came out, established this selfie obsessed character, got beaten up.
You're in there with like a very established, like,
Yeah,
former champion as well.
It was really cool to give Burnsy that big moment of a big comeback.
Yeah,
because he deserved it.
Was he been out for was it over a year with his broken foot?
So yeah, he broke his. I think it was over a year because it was the after A6 show.
Yeah, okay.
That's when he injured his foot.
So it's probably March through till the next October.
Yeah, I think so. So about a good like 9 months.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
off. But yeah, giving him that big pop, big moment, big like slam, everyone loved it. And I'm like, oh, we're off to the races now. Let's
Yeah,
go.
I wish
And then lockdown.
I wish that he had retired because I'd love to wrestle him.
Oh,
Is it?
we talk about it all the time. We really want to like have another match one day if he ever comes
Just
back.
put a mask on him. That's fine. If he's worried about that.
Red Hood.
Because I look back at our New Dawn match and I was like, oh, I'm so rookie.
Yeah.
I'm doing things like I'll never do that now.
Yeah.
Come on, man, what are you doing?
Yeah. I look back at New Dawn as well. It's like, ugh. I mean, I didn't embarrass myself.
That's
but
the start of the Irish
It's-
Dragon Doomslayer rivalry. What are you
Yeah.
talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah, nobody wants that though. How do you feel about your debut match?
What was the first show you were at?
First show I ref.
Debut reffing experience.
Retaliation.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Did you ref our tag?
Yeah,
There's one of them.
the 3 matches I refed was Irish Dragon challenging for the TCW title,
Yeah.
your tag, and then the Gauntlet straight after that.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah, the gauntlet. I always forget about the gauntlet.
I remember you getting pinned by Lockwood. You're like,
Yeah, no, there's a nice photo of like just Lockwood like cracked, but his testicles in the face.
nice cock, bro.
Like we just have that.
So were you nervous? I was like being out there
Yeah.
as a referee.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I was nervous when I was starting refereeing.
Yeah,
Like
me
you
too.
don't want to screw it up.
I felt like I was going to fall out of my shoes. Like the rings, because of how soft the ring is. I was like, ah.
And so once I'd finished that first match, I was like, yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is there, as a referee, do you fear that you can like blow spots?
Yeah.
Especially if there's like adding like, oh, there's distraction bits, or if it's just a standard match where you just got to count the pin.
You don't want to
Are
screw up the
you
count.
worried
You
about?
don't want to screw up the count.
Yeah, even now, I get worried about possibly screwing it up. Like, I'm comfortable out there, but I'm still just making sure that I don't fuck
Do you
it
get
up.
as excited as I used to when like, oh, ref bump?
Yeah, yeah. Have you seen me take ref bumps? I love it.
I love giving you a few.
I
go all out. I appreciate it.
I never took a ref bump. I think there was one where
Really?
I think you pushed me once, but it wasn't I didn't bump.
You're
Oh, wait,
bold.
No,
You're
you
bold.
did. I pushed you into the ropes and you bumped.
Andino, yeah, the Andino one.
Yeah,
there was a selfie stick.
I hit him with a selfie stick. That's the first thing.
But you were swole, ref. That was.
Oh, you couldn't tell under that shirt. You taken the bloody clothesline off Adrian Alexander on the outside,
Yeah.
like a nutcase.
That was
very
really
funny.
funny. That was all him, wasn't it?
Yeah, he wanted to do a V trigger originally, but when the spot was called, he was right next to me, so he just did a rainmaker.
That's.
Oh, it's such fun.
I love a good ref bump. Oh, chase one every time.
Yeah.
Is there anything gone wrong? Is there anything where like people forgot to kick out, or just the big part of the match is stuffed up because somebody forgot something? Because I'll say that in that Brisbane Street fight, there was the whole handcuff bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lockwood forgot to bring the handcuffs out to put them under the ring, so they were in his bag still backstage. So I had to tell Jed, it's like, you've got to go backstage and fight. He's like, where are they? I don't know. And he came back in time with the handcuffs, and they got to the spot, and then like the key was gone or something. So Lockwood just
That's
broke
probably
them.
why Adrian wasn't in spot, because that's when the bit for me to get knocked out was he was on the handcuffs. Yeah.
So, and then
It's a live show.
Yeah, it happens.
Stuff happens.
or Alexander.
We've all had our moments where something's gone wrong.
Or Alexander getting kicked too hard by Eddie Jones. It's like, how do I stop? Do I just keep this match going? Have you had anything?
Oh, a few times. I remember recently Elliot versus Dick Riggs, where
Yeah,
he's
the elbow drop.
a bit more fucked up than you were expecting, so I went
Yeah.
a little bit slower in the count.
The elbow drop landed a bit low in the gut.
Yeah.
Took
Oh,
a
you
bit of
did
the wind
win
out of me. Just needed that extra moment. Got the kick out still, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's just about sensing that if you feel people are a little bit more rugged than they thought they'd be, you just go a bit slower, ask them, yeah, you sure you're all good and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you had fun with it though as well though?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Pretty soon you've asked me a few times. You do was like, no, well, I'm going. I'll keep going.
Then sometimes I'll just do it like in kayfabe too. Go, Elliot Greyson, can you continue?
Oh no, the banter we have is great.
Oh, so good.
I always got to do the like, I have to fight, I've got to right in your face.
Yeah. I remember once Zach Archer asked me what I had for tea the night before. Tell me you had a nice soup.
I remember like the death of my ref was when I had the three archers with Alex, and Archer was one of the archers, and he was the one that was holding me while Adrian was getting undressed, and he was just whispering the most random stuff in my ear.
That sounds about right.
Talking about the TV show Vikings.
Yeah. He noticed it was me ringside because I've been training for a bit. We walked past and he just like struck my head like that.
Love him.
I bet that one's actually Archer, and sure enough it was.
I just remembered my question before.
Yes.
So you've only been a heel so far. So,
Yes.
So do you think you could change over to play face? Like, is that like you talk about the stuff you're doing then?
Personally,
Getting in his face and stuff.
Personally, like, I'd love to be face at one point, but is Grayson redeemable at this point? He's done some pretty messed up things.
Well, I think if Eddie Jones can go from like smashing the absolute
yeah.
crap out of Dylan Daniels at A7, that
Three stages of hell, yeah.
to then when he had that match against Dino where he just like turned face and that, and like everybody was behind him and hated Dino in Dino's debut.
Well, all he had to do was
sings
use
about
an F-bomb.
And I was just
the crowd
like,
loved him.
I remember like I was referee and I've counted the pin or whatever, and then I'm helping up Eddie Jones. I'm like, I can't believe everyone just cheered for you in one match. They've swapped. Unbelievable. But I guess when you're a pro like Eddie Jones, you can do that.
Yeah, I definitely want to be face at some point, but I'm having way too much fun as a heel right now.
Yeah.
The character's like, in my opinion, is just he's just peaking.
Yeah.
Like he's like the selfie stuff's kind of fading away because I was using that as just to establish a character and like, oh, this is his thing.
Yeah.
This is what he's, and like I'm still like referencing it and stuff and like, oh yeah, the entrance, selfie, all that kind of stuff. But he's just, this is Grayson. Like everyone knows this is Grayson.
Yeah.
He's
an
actually
idiot.
got his own
He's a
thing now.
dick. He shouldn't be as good as he is.
Yeah, he keeps winning, and we don't want him to keep winning. What the hell? But I think a segment of the audience is definitely behind you, even though they're...
Yeah, like, I do, like, when I, after shows, when I come out and do, like, autograph signings and that stuff, like, I kind of, like, drop the bad guy character a bit, and, like, a lot of the kids come up and a lot of, like, Greyson merch with kids and stuff. Oh, that's kind of cool.
Did I tell you when I was at the swimming pool and there was a bunch of kids say that you're their favourite? There's two kids that say... And so obviously I didn't have the Doomslayer mask on the swimming pool, but I hadn't unmasked yet. And they're like, "Are you Doomslayer?" I'm like, yeah, because they recognise the tattoos. And I'm like, "Oh, who's your favourite?" And I was like, "Oh, Greyson," because one of the kids' name is Greyson. Like his first name is Greyson. And he's like, "Oh, Grayson's my favourite."
Awesome.
And we hate Dino though.
Yeah, you talk bad about my cat. Everyone loves a good cat. I think the key for the face turn is to bring the cat and Steve into the fold. Like, he's got a good guy, but come on. Makes Teddy Hart, but like...
It's also such a sign of the times as well, because like those kids, most of them probably aren't smartened up. But do you think 10 years ago, little kids that are still just new to watching wrestling, they wouldn't like bad guys?
No, I know.
Yeah. So it's like kids these days, they're okay with that, just having their own favourites.
Like when I was younger, I despised Edge.
Yeah.
I thought I was a big Matt Hardy fan, but now I look back and like, damn, Edge was a good damn heel.
Yeah.
Look back, he's like, he's one of the best.
Yeah. It's the different way characters are presented now. They actually get their own thing. People can choose who they want to cheer for, and I'd prefer it.
How would you go? Do you think you would want to wrestle as a face?
What do you want to start off with? Mr. Penguin?
Let's just say Itchee the ref is the character that transitions into wrestling, and like you carrying over the canon of being the referee.
Just count a pin. 1, 2. Nah.
You want to do that?
I could, if that's the way to do
the third counts as stop to the back.
Yeah. There could be a thing where you, as the referee, you do the penguin splash or whatever you call it.
Yeah.
And then you count the pin yourself. Or it could be a match where it's like all on all, and you steal the win for yourself, and then you're like, I fought you all.
If we ever do another Rumble and there's not a penguin splash spot, we're just going
to... I'd want to get a little bit more offense in than I did last time.
There was no offense.
To be fair, Kilrock was back.
He threw some punches.
Kilrock was back. Yeah. And I was having a great moment under the table watching Kilrock.
So which one would you prefer? Just you think just go from referee to heel wrestler?
I feel like, I don't know, if you had the same experience, starting off as a heel is a lot easier to get more get comfortable in the ring. You just on a show.
Yell. You just talk.
It's a lot easier to make people dislike you than it is to like you.
Yeah.
I felt like I just wasn't getting enough of a reaction, so it's like
I always feel that.
But I remember like refereeing when it was Dino and Dominic Knight, and they bet Liam Lacey and Archer and stuff, and there was like some of the loudest boos I've ever heard on the show, and I'm like,
was that when Dom?
Yeah, he with the chair.
Oh, massive boos.
And I was like,
great.
These guys are getting booed this hard. I'm never gonna I'm not even close to anything like this. So like, I need to change from being a bad guy. That's what I thought.
I wouldn't mind trying babyface. I just don't have enough of an idea what I'd do as a heel. I'd probably
you could be like
babyface first up.
You could do like a Bret Hart Canada versus America, but you do the Penguin versus. That's like in Penguin. We look after our old. We don't shoot each other on every street corner.
Jesus Christ.
But we raise them tough up on the northwest coast. We have rocks for breakfast.
Not like Launceston and your big smoke city dwellers.
Yeah, that's a sort of
with
thing.
Your Maya and
your... the dangerous city full of violent crime, drugs. There's no place for a kid to be raised in.
You could do that. Oh man, that's so funny.
Great. I watched those promos.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. I've written down a ladder match, so I want to talk about that specifically. Like your first gimmick match.
Yep.
How did that feel? Like planning it and executing it, and the punishment that you would take in that match. I think Dylan James might have taken the worst.
Yeah, I did cut him open pretty hard. That's his fault though. That was my favourite spot in the match, though.
Was this the super kick thing over his head?
In the lead with the ladder.
Yeah,
that was probably my favourite spot in the match.
I mean, when we were watching from upstairs, I was like, Jesus.
Yeah. He said it didn't hurt, but
yeah.
Anyway, but putting together, I love the storyline of that entire like thing we did
Yeah.
leading up to that match. Like that match, we were joking about like a year before.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, it'll be me, Daniels, and JJ. We're gonna have a ladder match. Yeah, that's a year away.
Yeah.
It's a year away. We'll be fine. So like,
Yeah, I
we'll
remember
do it
you
when we
talking
get there.
Yeah.
And then we got there.
Well, like you had like a full year pretty much. Like you had like the build up to it for you to become like the number one contender and the stuff. JJ Storm was involved the whole way along. So like nothing just seemed to be like month or show by show. It was like there was a proper build to it.
Yeah,
To have this-
I think we decided to run with that whole plan around the Bojack match.
yeah. Okay.
We decided to do it.
Yeah.
And then, because like I'd always want to wrestle Daniels, because one of my closest friends in real life, because we wanted to have just a banger match, and I feel like we had a really good match at Proving Ground. Like, hey, his mum's told me that was his best match, and that's all. That's all I needed.
That's it.
And after that, we're like, all right, ladder match. This story has been building with JJ, Daniels. They're obviously doing stuff afterwards as well. So this is my goodbye to this story.
Yeah.
That it had been like my biggest story of my career so far. Like title win, ladder match, planning the match itself. Like, you have the ideas, but you don't like practice them with a ladder.
No, but you don't want to just do that at training.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I was terrified of taking so I took a hip toss into the corner, and I was like, that's gonna suck. It wasn't that bad, actually. Yeah, because like I landed and I kind of rolled up with it.
Yeah, because
So
it's
it
like
wasn't too
that,
bad.
and you sort of
Like, it wasn't
Yeah.
like it hurt.
Yeah.
But like I've taken way worse things. The selfie stick was the worst part of that match.
Oh, really?
Yeah. This is why I feel so bad for everyone else I've hit with it. It's like, damn, is that how it feels? Why didn't no one tell me? But we're very proud of the match. I wish we did some more. I feel like it wasn't long enough. I feel like we could have really did more, because I feel like at the end we just got the crowd.
Yeah.
The crowd was just like getting into it and like wanted to see what's going to happen next, and then we went to the finish. I feel like we could have dragged, maybe put in another 2-3 minutes. But apart from that, it was not sure if like one of the ticks on my list of things I want to do.
Is there any other like gimmick matches that you want to do?
Street fight.
Just want to do some plunder?
Yeah, some plunder. Tables match. But I think top tier, still cage.
Oh,
Still cage.
they've got to. I guess so Papa Burns has got to build a cage.
Papa Burns. I've been telling him.
Go,
Good game onto it.
save up for some metal. What's the cheapest metal?
I feel like there's a lot of freedom in those
I'll
kind
make
of matches.
fiberglass one for you.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, I feel like there's a lot of freedom in those kind of matches to try new things and play around.
Yeah.
And have a good time. So. But for now, the ladder match took out of me quite a bit, so I'm happy with just some singles for a bit.
Yeah, fair enough.
And I feel like that's where I shine as well.
Alright, we'll talk about favourite matches you've had, but we'll go with Itchee first. What's just as a fan, we can go as a referee, what was your favourite like refereeing performance, maybe?
My favourite match to ref.
Is there like a match where like you've done so much and it's like, man, you worked hard and like you're happy with how you refed it?
Did you ever like go for a pinfall and the kick out was perfectly timed and you're like, that was really good?
There's like
I don't think I've had one of those yet. I've been too scared to get too close. Yeah.
That's fair enough.
My favourite match, it might be surprising, it was Katie Lux versus Ali Galvin not long ago.
Yeah.
Because there was all the shenanigans with Skylar Cruz and the outside.
yeah.
I was always
The
involved
wheelchair.
in like every 30 seconds I had a spot. Loved it. I was over here, over there. I had to admonish Katie Lux, go over to Skylar, be looking here for this, be looking over there for that. Check on Katie at this point with my back turned. And just the whole time, the crowd's going nuts at Katie for her bullshit.
Yeah.
Alright, so tip, next time you ref my match, make sure you're involved a lot. So it's your favourite.
Yeah.
And over the top maybe as well, but
Yeah.
you've got to come out into it.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about
You bumped in my title match, didn't you?
your
Improving grounds?
How much? That was crossbody, I think.
Is that when I knocked you on the outside and JJ checked on you? And then I kicked you? remember I did something with you because we needed to get Daniels to hit me with the...
Oh, the forearm.
Yeah,
that's it.
And then I got the chair and I kicked her in the back.
Yeah, that was funny.
I was like, why is he moving? Stay down.
Be dead.
You're not meant to be getting up yet.
How did it feel to be involved in Over the Top, like having a spot where you joined the match and they played the Pingu theme where you'd requested something else and they did the whole Ulverston entrance.
I think that was everyone's favourite moment of the entire show. It's just that rib on you. But you reacted perfectly.
You grabbed the mic.
Grabbed the mic.
I just let everything happen on instinct. I mean, I wasn't overthinking anything. I thought, fuck it. Everything's going out the window now.
I'm going to beep that out. If this is getting shared by the official Twitter account, I can't have swearing it.
Everything that I'd sort of been thinking of, what little thing am I going to do here? So no, it's all changed now. I'm grabbing that microphone. I'm going to have to get myself over now.
And you did.
You did, yeah.
You did.
Everyone, like, that just got a huge reaction.
Then I get in the ring, like, oh, here's the bit I actually planned. Right, well, what was this bit again?
I'm from Penguin, Ulverston sucks.
Yeah.
Being under the table and is like, it was so good.
Right before my entrance, Horsey comes up and he's like, you've earned this, man, and just go out there and have fun. You deserve this.
Yeah. Pretty certain he was fucking with you.
Yeah.
I'd just been eliminated, so I was like laying on the ground, like me and Michael had just been thrown over by Dominic Knight. And we're like laying down on the floor. And then it's like,
I was meant to be in the ring for that too.
And then I'm like,
I got the headbutt.
True.
I just like this bloody Pingu music. I'm like, what's going on? And I was just laying on the basketball court watching you come out.
Yeah, I remember they. I
was like, that's meant to be.
Burnsy didn't tell many people about that.
What was it meant to be?
I just put one message league, so I'll go with Holy Grail, Hunters and Collectors. That'll do. It sounded a little bit different.
It's a remix.
So you're standing behind the curtain and you're like, what?
Yeah, it's this music, man.
And what, do they just shove you
It wasn't even the Pingu themes I grew up with, it was the older one.
So, okay, it's not what I was going to go with. But favourite matches that you've had, you've talked about, is there? And Dino 2 probably
yeah,
is
the Zeke, like the Zeke 1 match has like I love that match just because of the circumstances.
Yeah.
It was like, hell yeah, it somehow pulled that.
Just a huge confidence
Pulled
boost.
that out of my bloody ass somehow, and it was great, and everyone loved it, and it was kind of the start of my trajectory of where I am now. But the second one that we actually had time to put things together, and like me and him.
You'd already had a rapport.
Yeah, like me and him, something about me and him was like, we just clicked.
Yeah.
Like we had the same, like, I don't know what you...
Sentimentality about wrestling?
Yeah, like we had the same, like we love like the high velocity stuff, the drama, the near falls, the big moon. Like, he does a lot better moves than I do. That man's gonna be big one day.
Yeah.
Like, he's amazing.
Black and Brave, Farley Dojo, he's got it all.
I can't speak well enough about Mr. Dark Horse. But yeah, that match is definitely, I'd rate as my best.
Yeah.
But like personal favourite, probably the title match with Daniels.
Yeah.
And just because we like childhood dream come true, winning the title obviously, but like really good friend, like mentor in my life. We're sharing this moment. He wanted to go out, have this great match to prove that he's better than people think he is. He's not just oh, it's charismatic Daniels. We went out there, we stole the show. I think I'd say
he's been around there, involved with TCW for so long that people still might have that
underestimate how he underestimates how good he is.
People like think of him as like El Cartel era when he wasn't really wrestling or whatever.
You wrestled him.
Yeah,
he's like,
and like he's a lot
better than he thinks.
Like when we had that match at the time, he told me that was probably his favourite match that he's had. Like he's had better ones since then.
He's getting better because his confidence is growing. Yeah, but like personally, like that's my personal favourite match. My best match is definitely the Dino match.
Yeah.
Because the best is I feel like the best is yet to come.
And do you ever like any matches you've had in training even like where you're like, man, that was just like everything clicked so well,
just
so
working
fun.
with me, brother.
Yeah, the ones we had not long ago. Good.
The first time you did the penguin splash, like you know how to pop people at training
Yeah.
when you do your stuff.
That's the key. You got to practice how to pop people train. You got to pop people on the show.
You got a nice neck breaker, man.
That's
Pay every time.
that's what I like to
Pay
hear.
every time.
You're always
Is that
calling
your,
it.
is that your twist of fate one?
I want to see the fucking neck breaker. Hit it.
Give me that neck breaker. Oh, it's the twisting one where you pour like the Rick Root.
Oh, okay,
Mm.
yeah.
Also, working with Bo. Anyone can go right with Bo.
Yeah.
You just when he
Yeah,
just beats
One
you
of
up.
we don't talk that much, like the Skyfire before my debut. We were out there for a bit. We needed to add one more match, and Bo's like, "Oh, you and me will have a match."
Yeah.
Nothing was planned. Went out there and had
Yeah.
a really good match. My back still hurts because he slipped in the half crab and
Oh,
pulled me a bit.
Yeah.
But like that was huge confidence boost for me going into my big debut.
Mm. I feel like in training with Dominic Knight, I've had some good matches with him as well. We just do big man, little man stuff pretty well together, I'd say. So, yeah, if we would ever have a match on the show, I'd say it'd go alright.
How about yourself, old Doomie?
Oh, I've talked about this on the solo stuff. What my favourite match? I think my best match is the Liam Lacey one because I was in the Liam Lacey. So obviously
Yeah.
that's going to be anybody's best match. So the best is yet to come for you.
Yeah.
Because you haven't had that one yet.
It'll eventually happen.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a really good story we could tell with like me and Lacey. Like we can definitely do something there.
I think the proudest match would be Eddie Jones at Skyfire. Just because like they changed the ending on me and they threw all that stuff at me.
Being the ref.
Yeah, and like the finish was meant to be the pump handle, but then he kicks out and then he just called a couple more spots and I just hit him and it was the end and just sort of how we improvised throughout the match as well. So just proud that I did that.
Yeah.
But then favourite match is probably the Joel Hagen one. Just how it felt at the end, getting cheered and just having people be into it as much as they were. So
Hopefully it's even better next one.
yeah, well, I felt like I've set the bar so high now. It's going to be a letdown if I don't get that again. Now this isn't going to come out for a while.
Yeah.
It'll be after your next match. So you're losing the North X title to Aaron Lynch, unless I've been led to believe otherwise.
No,
so how does that feel?
Feels good.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Aaron. Like it's same with the Daniels thing. Close personal friend. Aaron, I feel should have had this before me. Like he's just the whole package. He's just great. One of the great characters that we have in the company. Great wrestler, athletic, and do any sort of style that he needs to do. And the crowd is probably more behind him than anyone in the company right now.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to hear like the pop of when he gets the win.
Yeah.
Like as a heel, that is better than a win for me. Like just that moment, like I hope this title reign has elevated the title and him winning it. And if there's a big reaction, it's like, yeah, I've done my job. People wanted to see Aaron win the belt, me get my comeuppance, and yeah.
Like a heel winning a championship can be just like a stunned silence
yeah,
kind of thing.
when
You're not gonna instantly get a boo like
when I won the Northwest and it was just silence. That's what I wanted.
Yeah.
I was like, people don't know how to feel. My mum was going crazy, so I'm here. But like, yeah, apart from my mother, just hearing the stunned silence and slowly the boos, and then that guy who came to the railing and got in my face,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh.
I don't know who it was, but I can imagine.
Yeah.
I don't know which guy it might have been.
He came up to me, he was like, stuck up the finger. I was like, I just blew him a kiss. And I went back, you and Charlie came out, and I was like, oh, people hate this is great. I was like, oh, it's going to be great when I get my comeuppance and finally lose.
I've noticed the kids are starting to move past COVID now as well. They're getting a bit more vocal
Yeah.
coming down the ringside.
I've missed it.
That can be a great gauge of how you're going with the crowd. It's good.
How much they want to get closer, yeah.
But yeah, like I'm so proud of Aaron. He earned this aid a long time ago.
Yeah.
So he would have started training before you then?
Yep.
Yeah, thought so.
He was running
started-
trainings when I started.
He started either early 2018 or late 2017. Because he, Alexander brought him into it.
Yeah.
Because Aaron knew nothing about wrestling, but he loves the theatre.
Yeah, he just Xavier Woods is like the only wrestling he knows, isn't it?
That's all he actually needs to know.
I think. Yeah.
You're all set.
I honestly think this match will probably be our best.
Yeah.
Because we both watched our previous match, and we're like, oh, we couldn't do hardly any of this stuff anymore. Like, we can do so much
Everything's
better.
like escalated so much.
Like, yeah, it's like there's moments in between. It was like, why are we doing this?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Your comfort zone's like so much bigger now. It's like you don't want to just settle for.
Whenever me and him get in the ring, it's easy.
Yeah.
We trust each other. So, hopefully, yeah, I'm gonna pull out try some new moves because I trust him to be there for me to if I mess up, he can take care of it.
It makes all the difference, I'd say, even in training. You're in there with someone you're more comfortable with.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to wrestle with you some more.
Yeah.
Yeah, because comfortability.
Yeah, sometimes you some others, you're like...
So you were training when Diablo was still in charge?
So I did.
Or was there a bit of a transition there?
So when the company first started, I did a few sessions.
Yeah.
Because my friend at the time, the original Mercury, was there, and he pulled me in. Did a few, and didn't have a job at the time.
So
I
couldn't really afford to do
so
it.
I just moved in with my then girlfriend to a new house. I was like, oh, probably find a job and stop paying for training because it's income that I don't have that I'm spending.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was stopped and eventually came back. But yeah, I had a few interactions with Lee. Yeah, he definitely taught me a lot of good things, like just base kind of stuff because I wasn't there for that long.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember he did see something in me very early on, which I very appreciated.
And yourself, you were there for like the previous regime?
Yeah. I'd only gone to shows under the Diablo leadership. And when my first session around May 2019, it's when we just didn't have many people there at all.
Sounds like now.
Well, it was worse. It was worse.
Of who actually turns up.
Most sessions were actually run by Aaron Lynch. Like, he was still comfortable enough, and
Yeah.
he was the only guy that debuted that would be showing up.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I've always, I guess, looked to him at trainings as a mentor because he's always been there, always running it.
Me and Aaron are trying to take a bit of a Halloween training sessions these
a few sessions you two have just been in complete control, but it's been good.
It's always good to get a different perspective from other people.
Yeah.
So I've got the first training session written down. So do you remember, like, what was it like stepping into the ring the very first time? Like, what did you do on that first day?
I think it was an open day.
Yeah.
Just after A6. And I remember doing bumps and stuff and was like, yeah, this is pretty comfortable. I remember obviously waking up next day with a stiff neck
and just from
sore-
hitting the
sore
ropes as well.
elbows.
Yeah.
But I remember, we just did the basic stuff that we do most, like when we show you
When we warm up.
And I was always, because I had the advantage of I knew a lot of the people already.
Yeah.
So I just kind of like fit in with like conversation wise and like being comfortable working with people. So I had that advantage. But yeah, like the first one was, I was like, oh, done. Can't wait to go back.
Yeah.
And
Neck was sore from
look at us now.
doing the. You lay down and put the chin up and
Yeah,
down.
the old crosses.
That
Good
hurts.
at the most.
I always loved the sit on Burns' back in full.
Yeah.
Whenever like I try to teach new people, I was like, that's a good way to learn a bump because you're safe, you're falling,
You got the natural motion of
timing.
falling. Yeah. Where you can just concentrate on the neck and that rather than putting yourself down.
Exactly.
And what about yourself? What was it like that first time? So your parents would have drove you in and...
Yeah, it was just mum, I think. Yeah. Aussie was running most of it that day.
You mean Dylan Daniels?
Yep, Dylan
You're
Daniels.
working on this, brother.
True. Yeah, just did that basic stuff. Remember that one? That's the one you feel the most the next day.
Yeah, you're just not used to working that part of your neck.
Exactly. Did a bit of tables. I think the first time I did tables with Eddie Jones, He was trying to test me out a little bit. The second one, he just went bang. Are you gonna get me serious? No, that's what I'm looking for. That one was good. Yeah, front bumps. I think I did a few of those on the first day.
Doing the old lay on your knee and dive.
We had a lot more lines and other patches on the canvas.
Oh, yeah, that's before the red canvas.
The one that's underneath the red
The
one.
taped,
Yeah.
the taped monstrosity that's underneath.
Yeah.
So there was plenty of lines to choose from to practice front bumps.
Yeah, I don't miss bumping on that.
Right.
Were you surprised that you do bumps on like your first training? Because I was like the first time I was like, do bumps today? Like I thought like we build up to that after like 2 weeks of.
I just think it'd be rolls before bumps.
I thought it would be like holds, lock-ups, and.
I think when I went to some of the sessions with Lee, it was lock-ups and stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I remember when I went there, Lacey hadn't even debuted yet as a Omega.
Oh, the first time you went.
Yeah, the very first, like 2014.
Yeah. Okay.
That was a college little baby boy.
Yeah. So what was the very first? So Annihilation 6 was the first event you went to? The Devonport one.
Yeah.
So what was that like production wise? Like obviously it's a lot different than now, but you're like, I want to join, or is it? Was there anything that stood out? Any personalities that are there now that's like, oh wow, I saw them back then?
In terms of wanting to join, I wouldn't have cared if they just had.
No, sorry, I'm just trying to.
That's all we cared about.
If all the wrestlers that weren't in the match were just chilling outside the ring instead of backstage, no kayfabe, no nothing, I wouldn't have cared what was going on. I wanted to join.
I mean, like these days, you just look up the big window and see all the guys up there.
Just
I mean, you see me on my bright ass phone all the time.
Wrestlers that stood out. Omega, he was in the first match, and the main event. Yeah, it's high flying, loved it. Ace DeLuca got really good reactions from the crowd, and he was the hometown Northwest boy.
I'm bringing him back. That's my entire goal, is to bring Ace back for one match.
I think Dylan Daniels trying to do that as well, isn't he? I think he's trying to do every.
That's my goal now.
El Cartel got good heat. That was their goal. Just keep getting that heat.
And what about your very first event that you went? So did you go to the?
Yeah, I went
show?
to the first show.
I was there as well.
Because my friend was the original Mercury. Was in the Fatal 4-Way where he injured his knee.
Yeah, and that was his retirement match, wasn't it?
No, he had like one more after that.
Yeah, okay.
And then he couldn't do it. It was his knees busted.
Yeah.
Then after he stopped, I kind of stopped watching for a few years. And then meet up with Aaron, Alexander. It all comes together. Come back. Go to A6.
So what did you think of the first show? Like you're like,
It was,
wow,
at
wrestling's
the,
here.
at the time, it was
Launceston.
like really cool. It was like, oh, this is wrestling in my area.
Yeah.
Never thought I'd go to a wrestling show in Launceston of all places. So it was really cool. I from memory, what I took away is seeing Eddie Jones then to Eddie Jones now.
Yeah.
It was like he's wearing these like shorts coming out to like Zeolite deathcore metal. It was like, because I was a fan of the band because their logo was Tolby's old band.
Yeah.
And like, oh yeah, this guy's definitely from Launceston.
Yeah.
And just now seeing what he is now is insane.
Yeah.
Like the man was probably like my size then.
Yeah.
He's a skinny boy.
He's a skinny boy.
Yeah.
It's
It's always cool to look back on that show. And
So
then
see,
they broke the ring.
The ones where things that have gone wrong, and just like the production set up where
I remember
they had like a cardboard cutout entranceway or whatever it was.
Yeah, I remember I went to a show. I don't know which one it was, but it was Mercury was coming back for a match, and one of the ropes broke, and they continued to have a match, and Lee came out and fixed the rope during the match.
It was probably in the first 5 or 6 shows.
I think
wasn't
so,
it? But the second one was
remember which
at
one it
Tail
was.
Race. I was at the first.
Yeah, I wasn't
few.
at that one. I wasn't at Tower Race, but I was at the one afterwards.
Something broke at the Tail Race one as well.
They broke the floor.
But they were talking to Eddie Jones, a trainer the other
Yeah,
day.
they broke.
And he, like, they
the floor.
wouldn't let anybody in from intermission because they were fixing the ring.
Yeah.
I don't remember the fall. I was there. I don't remember.
I remember that was
it broken.
Archer's debut.
Against Omega.
Yeah.
And Kilroll come out.
Kilroll. Love Kilroll. He's named after a World of Warcraft character.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
how did this Elliot Greyson character come about? Like the name,
it's-
the name and
Yeah,
the
so
selfie stick and everything.
The character itself, it's really hard to just pinpoint. Like when I was like, that's a cool character. It kind of just happened.
Yeah.
Like there was a joke going around. My friend group was like, I was the Instagram guy, but I took a lot of photos of myself and my cat,
Yeah.
which still happens today.
More, it's probably more on your on the Elliot Greyson account than your.
It is
regular
like
one, isn't
so the Grayson account's just become the selfie account pretty much, and now my normal account's just
And you don't have to feel stupid doing it because it's.
Yeah, no,
oh,
it's like I have an
stuff.
excuse, like, oh yeah, I'm just you're the character. What are you
Yeah,
talking
bro.
about? Look at me in my cool white pants. But yeah, like the character, I was looking around at the time, and there was just in wrestling in general, like everyone's trying to be the serious, badass, cool guy, even if you're a bad guy, kind of thing. And I was like,
Cool bad guy.
like at the time, I was like, oh, my wrestling's like I can do general stuff. I was like, I just want to be a doofus heel because everyone loves watching a doofus heel get beat up.
Yeah.
So like, and then like the Instagram thing came in, and I was like, that's a really cool entrance to come out with a phone because no one down here's doing it.
There was those first couple shows where we hooked up to the projector as well.
Yeah,
you
so
see that.
I'm tempted to bring that back, but we did that for the second match with Cyrus.
Yeah.
Because we wanted to do the whole
During the
choke,
match. Yeah.
choke him on the screen, has my face
it was
just
lined
like
up
in
perfectly
pain.
as well.
I put on the dumbest looking face I could.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm choking. And so yeah, the characters now.
I'll probably insert some of these clips during this as well, so people can see what we're
The
talking about.
character now, like he's at the moment, he's going away from the doofiest stuff. Like I think after the Zeke matches, he like in character started like, oh, selfie stick, yeah, this is for selfies, not for hitting people.
Yeah.
But now he's definitely moved to a different tier. That's like, yeah, like you guys have said before, like this is Grayson now. Like this is who he is.
The real Grayson.
Yeah, this is the guy's used many tactics to get noticed, and now he's being noticed.
Yeah.
And he's
Just doing
going
it
to remind you
legitimately.
how good he is,
Yeah.
even if he isn't as good as he thinks he is. That's why I think a face run could be good, because then he could really
And people are
tap
allowed
into his
to
potential.
like you then. And then
Yeah, and then he can take
you can
selfies
feed
with
off,
kids.
feed off. Yeah.
That's the entrance, easy.
Charge them $5.
Exactly. That's a fucking loop. Gonna make my money.
Do you have any character ideas for yourself? Or
Oh, got to represent the Northwest against that filthy city, filthy Launceston.
is there anything you could dress up, like costume-wise, that would represent... what is the Northwest? Just a penguin outfit, maybe. I guess you've already got that with the black and white.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Through a penguin jersey football team.
Yeah. Oh, I'd try and wear that without throwing up.
I feel like as well, like especially I don't know if you felt this with character stuff. You just kind of discover things, even like during matches. Like the whole Grace Eston thing was just a one line I randomly threw out when I had Andino in like a headlock.
How does that just come to you?
I don't know.
Oh, God,
I don't know how it came to me. I just said it, and after I said it, I was like, that is really dumb, but really cool.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm keeping it.
Yeah.
I'd come out with like, at least for the entrance, you know, the green sort of cargo shirt that those Outback guys wear. Like, I'm from the rugged Northwest.
A dry's bone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crocodile Dundee or whatever.
Get a brim hat with the corks.
Yeah.
Well, you tied in like
So I've already got my camo boots.
you did like the Batman entrance. And
That
you
was for me.
You got the penguin here.
I had to explain a lot to people what that entrance was.
You got to do a match with Batman. You have Red Hood, and you could have the penguin.
Again, like Batman.
Do the DC
Batman's
three-way.
like the whole like Batman like university big influence on like my character. And like, so I remember like we talked about it before the Jonestown Batman animated series entrance. I was like, oh my god, this is amazing! I love this. This is like my favorite thing in the world. And that's like why I came up with Greyson, because Dick Greyson.
Yeah.
No, wait.
Okay.
It's like my favourite comic book character.
I've never even put that together before.
Yeah, and I came up with Elliot because I could not pick a first name. I could not. I knew Greyson was going to be it, basically. And now I kind of go by just Greyson now.
Yeah.
I couldn't pick a first name to save my life, and I was, watching Scrubs. Oh, Elliot, she's cool. It's one of my favourite characters in Scrubs. I'm going to use that name.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I made sure to have the double L just to annoy people.
Yeah.
There you go.
In terms of ring name,
It's so
You've got to be Itchy.
yeah, I don't want
You just
myself
come out
having
like
just
being
like a
Itchy or
first name, last name.
Itchy the wrestler.
Yeah, Itchy. That's all you need. You just need a catchy one-word thing. Edge.
You
Yeah.
can check
Turtle.
Itchy.
Yeah, you can.
Madonna, Cher,
Beyonce.
No, Beyonce Knowles. Everybody knows her last name though.
Wait, really? I
Yes.
didn't know she had a last name.
That's her last name. I thought she was Beyonce.
Isn't it Knowles? Knowles? Yeah.
No.
Okay, see.
It's not my area of music, alright?
Yeah.
Oh,
Itchy.
yeah. That Batman entrance is probably my favourite.
Itchy Knowles. Do that one.
That Batman entrance is definitely like one of my favourite things I've done.
I've also come across just a unique spelling of it because that was what I had on my PSN, and now I've just kept it ever since.
PSN.
That's why I spell it like that, because it's my PSN.
Why'd you make it that? Was it whatever else was taken? Was it?
Because Dad also has the nickname. He spells it like how the actual word spelled. I was like, no,
Yeah.
I'm going to be different.
Yeah.
I spelled double E on my PSN. And yeah.
What's the Xbox Live account name? So and
I don't have an
and,
Xbox.
Okay, my game name was just my name with O at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, Rocco, let's go.
and Itchy on your PSN account.
Send him all the invites to
What can
Fall Guys or
what can
something.
they play with you? What have you been playing on the PlayStation?
I'm playing
I've been playing,
Far Pro.
yeah, Yakuza and Hitman. They're all single player games. So, good luck, guys.
I guess we'd like talk about other just professional wrestling in general. How did you get into it? Like not TCW, but just watching it and influences like what wrestlers.
So I first got introduced by my mum's boyfriend at the time. He had a big mirror poster framed of Stone Cold, like that iconic shot of him in the alleyway in the
Yes,
kind of thing.
Yeah.
He had that framed, and yeah, he was just watching a bunch of the time, and I'd just watch him when I was maybe 7, 8 at the time. And now I got banned from watching it because there was a mud bath fight.
Is that the cat and was that an Armageddon?
I could not remember. All I know is there was a mud fight, and Mum's like, "You're not watching this."
Yeah.
So I just didn't watch it for ages, but I still played SmackDown Just Bring It
Yep.
a lot.
Yeah.
That was the
a lot.
third one, wasn't it? That was that the
Yeah,
first one on
yeah.
PS2?
That was after SmackDown 2.
Yeah.
So that's the third one.
Yeah, that's the one where it was
on
endless,
PS2.
endless reversals. I hated
All
that
I
one.
remember is
The one after might have been the best of the SmackDown games.
you launch the game and it's like the logo pops up and it's just Michael Cole screaming SmackDown Just Bring at the top of his lungs, and it's really bloody loud. Because I used to play it you're a kid, you stay up late and don't tell your parents.
Oh,
They put a TV monitor, that's their own fault.
Yeah.
So I had it and I was like, I always forget, I've got to turn it down so I don't wake up my parents. It's like, SmackDown Just Bring It! Crap!
I remember my friend had that. He got a PlayStation 2, the first person I knew that bought one, and he got Just Bring It on it. But he didn't get a memory card, but you need one. So he just left it on for 2 weeks straight, just with all the unlocked. But that you just do
roast his CPU.
do first person view where you
you go
Taz and
you
all
can,
this sort of stuff.
I remember you start the career mode and they're like, go find a tag team partner.
Yeah, you just walk around.
And I always played as Matt Hardy, and I'd always go, I'm going to go tag with Devon. So I found Devon.
Two genetics.
Yeah. It's like that's... So I didn't even know who half
Who
the
they
wrestlers
were.
were. I knew Stone Cold, Triple H, Taker, the big names.
Yeah.
But that started my how Matt Hardy became one of my favourite wrestlers.
Alright.
Just playing him in the game, because I would always fight, I'd always play as Matt Hardy and versus Jeff.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, they're brothers, this is cool.
Why does Matt Hardy have the rolling wheel kick on those games?
I don't know.
He's never done it, and it's so annoying because that's why I didn't like playing as Matt Hardy on the games, even though he was one of my favorites as well. It's like,
Why does he do this? He doesn't do
He
this.
just do a drop kick. Why is he doing this spinning wheel kick?
Doesn't do a drop kick either.
A lot of people in the SmackDown games would do like the shoot kicks on the legs. So I know Al Snow used to have them. Like, when's he been shooting on people before, man?
But yeah, I didn't watch wrestling for a long time between that. I played that game, but that game was my only connection with wrestling.
Yeah.
And then get older, just forget about things. Then around 2000.
Well, that one must have been around
2008.
2001-ish.
Yeah, it was like 2008. I got SmackDown vs. Raw 2009
Yeah.
because I got my first job. I walked to EV Games and I was like, oh, what's on sale? Oh, a wrestling game.
I
Oh,
remember
I
wrestling.
haven't done this. Triple H and Shawn Michaels were on the cover. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, vaguely remember those people. Yeah, I'll grab it. Grabbed it, played it, and there was a match on the DVD on like the extras.
Oh, okay,
Edge and Taker at Mania 24.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Take it. Is that like a hardcore match or something?
I think it was just it
Oh,
was a
no,
Raw
Edge.
title
Oh,
match.
Edge and I was thinking
Yeah,
Edge,
no,
not
yeah.
Triple H. So.
Edge and Taker at Mania 24 in Florida, was it?
Not sure.
Oh, no, it was a big outside.
Oh, it was in
big,
there.
big
That was-
hotel.
That was
thing.
the time frame
Where
when
Rhino got
I
fired.
wasn't watching wrestling around that time.
I just remember that's where Rhino got fired.
Wait, who did? Rhino?
Yeah.
What for? What did he do?
He had like an argument with his wife or something at the time.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Vince like story. I don't know. That's another
Random.
story. Anyway, like, I remember watching that match. I was like, damn, this is awesome. I gotta watch some more of this. So I was big into like gaming at the time, so I had my own computer. So I was like, oh, just Google WWE, see what's going on.
What's happening now?
And it was like Jeff Hardy wins WWE Championship.
DUI.
Oh, yeah. We'll get to that. Do you know, like Jeff Hardy wins WWE Championship Armageddon? I was like, oh, fuck, what's Matt doing? Oh, not much.
ECW championship.
And then I kind of went for a deep dive. It was like, what have I missed? What have they done? Why is Jeff the big boy? I thought Matt was the best one. And then I just kept watching it. And then I remember watching Jeff do the entrance where all the pyro goes off in his face. And I was legit like, did he just... Is that... I got worked. Looking back at it now, I was like, little boy me is like,
Stop
this
yourself.
got worked. And then, yeah, I just kept watching it and just
Been pretty
That's
consistent
about it,
since
yeah.
then as well.
pretty
Yeah.
much.
Is there any wrestlers that like influence your moveset or just sort of
Obviously, the obvious one is, of course, Tyler Breeze.
yeah,
Because,
the
I
selfie
just-
stuff, yeah.
not even the selfish stuff, just like how he wrestles, how he portrays himself as a character compared to how he is as a person.
Mhm.
Like, he's like one of the coolest guys. Like you watch Up, Down, Down stuff, don't you?
I've seen
But
it.
like,
I
he's
know
very
what, I know
chill,
what
he's
it
very-
is. I'm familiar with
He's
it.
like, he's very like me, gamer guy, very laid back kind of thing. And then like he played this character who's like so obsessed with himself.
Yep.
Like that's just a cool dynamic between the
Mm.
people. So obviously him.
The Miz as well.
Yeah, Miz definitely. I think Miz is probably one of the best heels of the last like 15 years.
Yeah.
It's like people just look over him. I don't know why. It's like the
Yeah.
man's a constant, just great performer.
Yeah.
But I think he deserves a lot more than what he's been given. CM Punk as well. Just CM Punk. What else is there to say?
Yeah.
CM Punk, he's awesome.
He's got the shirt on.
When I just got back into wrestling, I was still not fully
Caught up.
understanding of like bad guys' characters. Like they're not actually bad people. You know, it's a character, dumbass. I was when Punk turned heel, and I was like, he did a whole straight edge society thing,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and I was like, I really want to hate him, but this is really cool. This is awesome because it's Punk and he's awesome. And then I was like, oh, it's a character, dickhead. You can like him. And like since I remember when he just came back last year, I was in tears when he came back. Like that was a big.
Were you watching Rampage live that day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone knew it was going to happen, but like you couldn't know if it was.
I mean, there's like a 1% chance he's not going to. Like, who knows?
Because he going back and looking at his old stuff introduced me to Ring of Honor, and like I stopped watching WWE for a while because I was like, it's okay, but I started watching PWG. My first Wrestle Kingdom was Wrestle Kingdom 9.
Yep, same here.
Would have been
I think that was...
Ibushi
Ibushi
Nakamura.
Nakamura.
Yeah, that's it. And my friend who was big into it at the time, who does our logos and stuff,
Yep.
he like explained to me who these guys were,
Caught you up a
what
little
their
bit.
like wrestling like moves were. And I was like, this is awesome. The only thing at the time that I knew apart from WWE was like TNA.
Yep.
Because like Impact, I knew like AJ Styles was like the best there, and I was I watched because Jeff went there at the time.
Well, that was
2010.
without a
Yeah, that
2011.
would've been
I think Victory
2010.
Victory
Yeah.
Road 2011. I think that was the infamous
Immortal.
the drunk high
Yeah,
Jeff Hardy
right.
roll up thing with Sting.
That's
that was 2011.
that's
era.
when I
Yeah.
I didn't watch Impact then. It was like, yeah, why would you have me out there? That's rough. But yeah, I got real big into PWG, which is where I found like Adam Cole. He's one of my favorites. Like I went back and watched all his CZW stuff.
Was it CZW?
Yeah, that's where
Was he? Adam Cole was in CZW.
Yeah, that's
No, I
where,
didn't
that's
know.
where he had like his first big
Alright.
break.
I didn't know he was ever there though.
Yeah, and then he went to Ring of Honor and he teamed with Matt Hardy. He was like, Matt, you keep following me. You keep following me everywhere I go, Matt. What are you doing?
He's just your guy.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, so PWG showed me Young Bucks, who I think are great. I know a lot of people aren't into their style of wrestling, but I think people...
Oh, you just
look
don't like
past-
anyone that's in AEW.
Yeah, true.
I think people, if you don't think the Young Bucks are great storytellers, and like, yeah, they throw a lot of super kicks.
They don't sell.
They did a whole year of selling
Back
Matt's
into
back.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm pretty
So
certain
They
the
haven't,
point of that was to prove that wrong.
they haven't watched Young Bucks match for like the last 5 years. Those
Young
people.
Bucks vs Golden Lovers.
Oh,
So
Yep, yep.
if Kenny didn't want to do
That
one
was
day,
amazing.
just do it.
So yeah, like now these days, I'm just AEW, New Japan.
Yep.
Watch the occasional PWG show. The last one they just had, I'm pretty keen. Keen on the Ring of Honor show next weekend.
The 23rd? July 23rd.
Yeah.
American Day, so 24th. Yeah. On a Sunday morning. So
Oh,
I've never
nice.
watched a Ring of Honor pay-per-view, but I'm pretty sure we're
I
getting
watched
it, aren't we?
them-
We're going to watch Ring of Honor? pay-per-view?
I watched a few when Cody was there.
Yep.
Doing the Cody thing that Cody does. Yeah, like after all that, I got fully into like New Japan, whole Bullet Club scene.
Yep.
Loved it. Just
Yeah.
don't watch much WWE these days because Vince McMahon's a piece of crap. So
Yeah. I don't watch any of that stuff.
I'll check in on people that I like Xavier Woods. I'll see what he's doing. If he has a good match, I might watch it. Apart from that, yeah, kind of avoid it because I don't need my money.
No. Exactly.
Yeah.
What about yourself? What's your trajectory that's got you to where you are now?
I still can't remember if it was TV or video games that was my first interaction with it. I'll go with video games first. I inherited a Super Nintendo from a neighbour and family friend. Had WWF Royal Rumble in there.
Yeah. Was that the one with the big chunky guys in it? Or was that a different one? Royal Rumble.
Oh, they were like 16-bit guys.
Yeah. Because there was the arcade game that got ported as well, where the characters are like really big.
Oh, they were like real life guys.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah. No, mine was the 16-bit Super Nintendo.
They're trying to
one.
catch him that Mortal Kombat thing.
Yeah, that's it. I think that's how Royal Rumbles became my favourite match type, because that was my first introduction to it. Just people coming in, getting thrown out, just mayhem. So I eventually...
So one day I'm going to be a referee, that's going to happen to me.
That's it. I went through different consoles, just different games, just enjoying the wrestling games. Also caught on TV, I think. A TNA highlights show on TV,
Was
Australian TV.
On All-Star or something.
Free to air. as far
Really?
as I know. We never had All-Star.
I guess.
Dude, we didn't even get WWE on free TV.
Fox 8.
You remember when they launched one? It was Channel 50, I think.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
all sports.
Oh,
24
yeah,
hours.
yeah.
They had a TNA thing on there randomly.
Random.
I saw Jeff Hardy, and he was the one that like fully got me into wrestling. 'Cause I thought he was the coolest shit.
These bloody Hardys, I tell you.
Yeah. Then eventually they had Afterburn, which I think was just a 1 hour recap of
Yeah,
SmackDown.
yeah.
So yeah, I was just watching that religiously. When it got moved to 2 a.m, I got my nan to record it for me and send it to me on a VHS.
Get that T-bone.
And then Jeff Hardy versus CM Punk, loser leaves match. Jeff Hardy loses, I cry, and I swear off watching wrestling for like a month. And then when I finally get around to watching wrestling again, it's on another channel now. It's only half an hour on TV. I only get to see that much. Man, come on. I then eventually found it on YouTube and was just watching those WWE highlights on there. We're on SmackDown. Then I just go into a bit of a lull for years. I think through 2014, 2018, just because it was WWE. That's all I knew. That's all I could really watch.
You're thinking, when's this really niche Japanese product gonna be able to be viewable for me?
Yeah.
I want to watch what Gunbare.
They gotta put DDT on All-Star.
Exactly, man. Yeah.
When's the 0-1 gonna be?
When's this Land's End getting on TV, man? Ironically, it was getting into Meltzer type stuff in the Elite that got me out of WWE. I was really into all that. I was looking at all the star ratings.
You're reading the dirt sheets, yeah.
I was watching
You got-
BTE.
You got physical copies of the Observer, did you?
No,
And the
I wasn't
Torch?
that bad.
It's
No.
not Brian Alvarez and Meltzer in the morning.
And yeah, I think Cody Rhodes hopping there gave it some legitimacy for me. He's like, oh, he's one of the actual guys. He's part of this indie group I can follow on YouTube, follow a little bits here and there. I was just watching their little storylines they had here and there. And then they got me more into New Japan, which I started watching bits on Daily Motion. So, yeah, a lot of stuff like
Can't
that.
find it on YouTube, check Daily Motion.
That's it. I was watching matches from the previous year's G1. That was when I started reading up about New Japan. I just thought that product appealed to me so much more as someone that enjoys sports and all that, because they'd have tournaments with people have this many points and people would have this many points. Like, oh yes, sports in my wrestling. I could check their
Wins
website.
and losses matter.
Love a good tournament.
I'd go on their website and they'd have the results clearly. This person beat this person. I don't have to go through all these paragraphs of the story and all that. Like, I can just watch it and find the story myself. They had stables as well, like the teams. I like that team element.
I love stables.
You like to have
Yeah.
Stables.
you got to have the fall guy that's going to take the pins in all the
Chase Owens.
the tag matches in all the 6-man tags. You got to know who's going to take the pin.
But when I first started watching, you don't know all this. You're like, oh damn, why'd Chase Owens lose that one? I thought he really had it.
Why did Junior get pinned by Kojima?
I thought he was going to win.
Come
man.
on, Yoshihashi, you're better than this.
So I thought, well, Mum and Dad are already paying for my WWE network. If we could just sneak in New Japan World, they won't notice, right? And they didn't.
Just swap it over, yeah.
And then preparing for Wrestle Kingdom, I just watched like the top Meltzer rated match from each person on the card, just to get a bit of info on them. And from Wrestle
How
Kingdom,
did you watch that? Did you have to pirate it or something?
no, New Japan World. I had.
Oh, so it was after Wrestle King. Oh, so you went back to watch old ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I think Chris Jericho going there sealed the deal, and that's when I had to watch it because I'd been a big fan of him ever since I read his book in grade 3, his big autobiography,
Yeah, I read the second one. In
Undisputed.
Yeah, I read that one.
I just really liked wrestler autobiographies because you used to have your parents and everyone saying, "No, watch this shit, it's fake," and all that, and I just denied because
Hey. What the hell were you talking about the last hour?
I couldn't accept it if it's coming from them. But then when I read the autobiographies and he got this Edge,
damn it,
Chris
it
Jericho,
is
Talk
So
about
this
working a limb.
these really cool guys you look
Yep.
up to saying, oh, so this is how I found out that...
You obviously haven't read the Hulk Hogan one where he fucking treats it like it's a...
I remember reading Undisputed and very casually just skipping through all the fuzzy stuff because I don't care.
So that helped me make peace with it, and that I still had some sort of respect for it because you just read about all the crazy shit they went through to get to not only WWE but what happened when they got there and all that. And just made me like it more because it was crazy. It was an alternate universe, really. That the sort of stuff doesn't happen in real life, even behind the scenes. You know, it's a lot of crazy stuff. So.
No, I really broke Aaron's arm. That really happened.
Yeah. True.
It was his fault.
Yeah, I was there. That's what happened.
It shouldn't be.
I heard
That's true.
That was a real. That was real.
Yeah.
Still real to me, damn it.
He didn't go to a wedding. I broke his arm.
Yeah. So Wrestle Kingdom 12 until now, just religiously watching New Japan, and I've eventually found other promotions as well.
But Noah's your main one, isn't it? Would you say?
It was last year, but they've fallen off.
Yeah, okay.
No, that's not.
Yeah. He booked Michael Elgin. That's it.
That'd do it.
Yeah.
Well, he's missing, so.
Yeah.
Can't book him now.
So yeah, I just watch what appeals to me. We live in a day and age where you don't just have to watch WWE.
Yeah, there's too much.
Yeah. If you like
there's
series,
no shortage of product to find.
if you
I
like
don't know if
some-
I could wrestle like fucking 2 times a week, like some people do.
Do a G1
yeah.
2 out of 3 days or whatever, you probably.
Oh,
Even
4 days a week.
if you're in like
I do
a trios match and a
I'll do
single
a
match.
fucking PWG
Bowler.
battle, a bowler.
Yeah.
That's probably as far as I'd go.
It takes
It's like,
half a year
how many
off.
matches is that?
How many matches in a row?
If-
Like only.
So you only
3.
continue on if you win, or
Yeah.
okay, so the losers don't have other.
No, they have like multi matches.
Yeah.
On the other days.
Yeah.
Love a good bowler.
I've never watched PWG yet.
Listen out. Recently they're going really good.
I always found it hard to find.
Garcia just won their world title.
Yeah.
I could never find PWG footage or anything. I
I
probably
didn't I
should.
didn't torrent a lot of them.
Yeah. Oh, well, I didn't really know how to do that until a couple of years ago.
Then Torrance only just come out and Penguin I heard.
Now I
Why
just
just hit.
I just use
Well, because I like.
I just use Russian Facebook for a lot of footage now.
Yeah, there's a lot of
What? Russian
You
Facebook?
find so much shit on there.
Oh
So,
well,
You're
I've
the
got
dark
a,
web,
well, I've
mate,
got
what are you doing?
I've got a VPN on here, so maybe I should check out Russian Facebook.
Yeah. VK.com.
have fun with that.
It's also Chinese YouTube. There's a fair bit too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you
Been big in the Japanese dramas, eh?
go. Korean drama, K drama. Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's the end of this interview today. The double interview.
Picked my brain.
Oh, yeah, we went an hour and 18 minutes nearly. So that's amazing.
Yeah.
This is going to take 3 years to upload to Facebook. To YouTube. All right. Well, thanks again to Elliot Greyson and Itchee the Ref
Happy to be here.
for
Yeah.
joining the show. This will be out at some point. So.
You'll never see Grayson be this casual ever again.
No.
I'm
All
gonna
right,
kick some heads off now.
what
Get
are
back
you
in character.
going to share any socials or anything like that?
Oh yeah,
Follow
E
you still
Grayson, TCW on Instagram. Might bring back the Twitter. I don't know. Twitter's a cesspool.
When
Yeah.
Twitter dies down.
Yeah.
Don't
Facebook.
Twitter just got a lot
Grayson.
better.
Yeah, Elon Musk isn't buying it, so.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was talking
Yeah.
about. What about yourself, Itchee? Do you add Itchee on Discord?
You got a Instagram, you should already.
It's,
Yeah, but-
it's not really an official one. It's just like both personal.
I don't think any of ours are official.
Yeah. Itchee40 on Instagram, Itchee4 on Twitter.
What's the PSN again?
It's one of those two. You'll have to figure
No.
it out.
And how do you spell Itchee?
ITCHEE. That's it.
Okay. Is it capitalized or it doesn't matter?
I don't
You
think
find
that
it?
is on those
You find it?
platforms.
E Grayson on Steam, Battle.net, every gaming platform you can find.
Find me on Discord. Do not search my post history. That's all I'm going to say.
All right. And follow TCW Wrestling on Twitter. All right. Bye.